Geography of Belarus. The Belarusian flag consists of a horizontal bicolor of red and green, with the red stripe being larger than the green stripe. Meanwhile, on the left side there is a Rushniak pattern situated on top of a white stripe. Although there is no official meaning to the colors of the flag, the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, gave the meaning that red is the freedom of the Belarusian people, along with the sacrifices made by the forefathers. Meanwhile, the green represents life. This flag was adopted on the 7th of June, 1995. Belarus is located in Eastern Europe and is a landlocked country bordered by 5 other countries. Although some small parts of the borders that it shares with its neighbors are made up by natural landmarks such as rivers, some of them are just arbitrarily drawn lines. The south of the country is practically uninhabited due to the fact that on April 26, 1986, a nuclear plant in the Ukrainian city of Chernobyl exploded, and this caused radiation to go over to the border in Belarus, causing the south to be practically uninhabitable. 70% of the radiation from Chernobyl ended up flooding into Belarus, causing around 1/5 of its land to be covered in radiation. Prior to Chernobyl, most of the south was flat, green, and forested, and was mostly used for agriculture. Following the event, however, it is practically uninhabited and is neglected. Although Belarus has no sea access, it has its fair share of water, as it has plenty of lakes and rivers. Around 40% of Belarus's land is forested. As of 2022, the population of Belarus is around 9 million. Around 85% of the population identifies ethnically Belarusian. However, there is a sizable minority of Russians, Poles, and Ukrainians. The national languages of Belarus are Belarusian and Russian, which are practically the same language. However, Russians may have a hard time understanding Belarusians. Some Belarusians also speak a Transyanka dialect of the Belarusian language, which is a mix of both Russian and Belarusian, and sometimes the president, Alexander Lukashenko, speaks in a Transyanka accent. Lukashenko has been Belarus's only president since its independence from the USSR. Most European countries, along with Lukashenko himself, refer to him as Europe's last true dictator. Lukashenko is known to have created laws which extend the amount of terms that he's allowed to serve, and on multiple occasions, he has been accused of human rights violations. Although Lukashenko has improved infrastructure since Soviet times and unemployment has dropped to 0, even the smallest of crimes can give you severe punishments. Around 80% of the population is estimated to adhere to Eastern Orthodox Christianity. The life expectancy in Belarus is 74 years, with women living 10 years longer than men. Belarus gets along with most of its neighboring nations, such as Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, and Russia. Poland and Lithuania get along with Belarus quite well, as Belarus had been a part of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, along with the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth for over 500 years. Following the partition of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, Belarus was taken over by Russia. For a long time, Belarus and Ukraine were best friends. However, in 2014, Russia invaded the Ukrainian region of Crimea, and Belarus sided with Russia, causing relations to sour. Following this, quite recently in 2022, Russia has invaded Ukraine, and Belarus supports them, even housing Russian soldiers and allowing Russian missile strikes to take place from Belarus. Because of this, you may believe that Russia is Belarus's best country friend. However, despite all of this, they still might not be considered that. Despite Belarus literally meaning white Russia, Belarus has, over the years, attempted to de-Russify Belarus due to the fact that Russia, on multiple occasions, has banned multiple things from being exported to Belarus due to the fact that, over the years, Russia has attempted to bribe Belarus to recognize regions such as South Ossetia and Abkhazia in Georgia. In conclusion, Belarus, or White Russia, is an Eastern European landlocked nation, which is a dictatorship and has no very good relationships with other countries. Thank you for watching this video on the Geography of Belarus.